मतलब अब अगर विनीता बहुत ज़्यादा hand movements करती है तो that's visible on the show, right? If Aman tries to find humor in every comment that he makes, that was visible on the show. So I think it has done a fab job in bringing our true personalities out. Now, the way he was putting that comment was actually very different from the way it came out on television. For that matter, his father was there, few shoots, and we got the opportunity to interact with Peyush's father, and he's an amazing person. See, we are coming on television for the first time, right? Neither of us knew how do we behave or what gets accepted or what doesn't or how will viewers see it for that matter until the episode got aired. हमें भी नहीं पता था कि episode में क्या दिखाने वाले. Oh, you guys are pregnant? Ghazal must start taking it very slow now, right? She should slow down a little. And that was something that just put me off, right? And I was like, hey, should Varun take it slow as well? He's also going to become a father. So I think they keep coming, but it depends on. I don't let them impact me anymore. I also believe कि आप जितना entertain करोगे उतना वो comments वापस आएंगे. So I usually have deaf ears, and the other person, I ensure that through my reaction, either through emotions or facial expressions, the person gets the message that he was out of line when he said that. I miss being on the show. So I got so used to hearing all the pitches and having new people listening to new ideas, right? There used to be anywhere between 8 to 10 pitches every day. अब तक 3 नए ideas सुनने को नहीं मिलते, we feel, I feel incomplete that, what am I doing? I need to hear what people are doing and what kind of discussion are they working on. Ashneer was perfect businessman who just business, who's just thinking, if the deal is worth doing or not, because he's going to put his hard-earned money. I did not get to see the emotional side of him on the show. My teammates left the team because they were not comfortable reporting into me, saying that I don't have any experience, right? And they were comfortable, for that matter, reporting into a male person.
So joining us today is Ghazal Alagh. We know of Mamaearth and the impact that Mamaearth has left on the consumers across India and of course the world over. But in this interaction, Ghazal, we're going to be talking about Shark Tank India. We'll definitely delve deeper into this incredible journey that you've had as an entrepreneur. And of course, the sexist comments that women are tired of hearing. So, some interesting comebacks from Ghazal, to all the women who are just battling sexism on a daily basis. So, thank you for your time, Ghazal.
Thank you, Divya. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure talking to you here.
The show got over on Feb 7th. That was the last day, when the last episode of the show was aired. So, how has life been after the show got over and you didn't have to go to the shoots?
Life did change after the show. I think, none of us were prepared or had even anticipated how big a difference this show is going to make to the, audience out there. I mean, I clearly underestimated the opportunity when I got, a proposal to be a part of the show. It was just 15 days that I got to know that I was pregnant, right? And I had decided that I'm going to focus only on my health and my work because that's enough, and I already have a 7-year-old, right? So that's going to be priority. I remember not replying to the mail for the first 15 odd days, and that's when my team came back and said that we think it's a great opportunity, you should be a part of it. And when Sony team pitched the whole idea behind Shark Tank is when I really got convinced, and I thought it is that opportunity for me to make a difference. And that's when I actually thought to myself that if a person like me currently passes this opportunity on just because I'm pregnant, is that the message that I want to send out? Because I'm not giving up on any of my dreams or any of my ambitions, and this platform actually gave me an opportunity to set that example that even life and work go parallelly. So even if you're giving birth to a new life, you don't necessarily have to take a step back when it comes to your professional career. And so So that's the story. That's how I said yes to those guys. But the experience has been amazing. I think the show truly brings out our actual personalities, right?
For the TRPs, I mean, we knew, that there were banters. Peyush had said that CA, chartered accountants पे आप ज़्यादा भरोसा मत कीजिए, and that sort of, didn't go down well, with the entire association.
Now, a lot of times we just forgot that there were cameras. We forgot, and when you're speaking, you only get to see 15 minutes of content. We have been having that conversation for almost an hour. There are a lot of things, lot of exchange of dialogues that has happened, right? Now, the way he was putting that comment was actually very different from the way it came out on television. For that matter, his father was there a few shoots, and we got the opportunity to interact with Peyush's father, and he's an amazing person. And I mean, the support that he has from all the CAs in his life is unparalleled, and he's thankful for it, right? And see, we are coming on television for the first time, right? Neither of us knew how do we behave, or what gets accepted or what doesn't, or how will viewers see it, for that matter, until the episode got aired. हमें भी नहीं पता था कि episode में क्या दिखाने वाले. What dialogues will they choose to show out there, to not show, what's going to happen. So it's a very new thing for us. I'm sure each one of us had a lot to learn. It has set a different kind of responsibility on our head now to be a little more careful around the things we say. But Peyush's comment was never meant to be the way it came out. And the fact that he apologized for it afterwards, right, which was a public apology, that said it all. I think it's fine. Yeah, we also make mistakes, and we should be forgiven for that. मतलब अब अगर विनीता बहुत ज़्यादा hand movements करती है, तो that's visible on the show, right? And if Aman tries to find humor in every comment that he makes, that was visible on the show. So I think it has done a fab job in bringing our true personalities out. Yeah. That said, I did not anticipate that we will be able to reach out to so many folks. People will accept idea of talking about businesses, equities, and making this a dinner table conversation the way it became. I think that was an eye-opener, and that was the best part. I miss being on the show. So got so used to hearing all the pitches and having new people listening to new ideas, right? There used to be anywhere between 8 to 10 pitches every day. तीन नए ideas सुनने को नहीं मिलते, we feel, I feel incomplete.
Who do you think was really not emotional while giving support to the pitches?
Ashneer, because with everybody else, I've seen some part of their emotional side coming out, right? I mean, somebody liked the fact that they wanted a particular shark. Somebody in it because they thought that they need to support the purpose behind that startup. Somebody relate with the picture on a personal level, etc. But Ashneer was the perfect businessman who just business, who's just thinking, if the deal is worth doing or not, because he's going to put his hard-earned money. I did not get to see the emotional side of him on the show.
Right. But is he an emotional guy, Ashneer, in reality?
How can somebody not have emotions? I think it's a personal choice to show them or not. But we Indians are built on emotions. I've seen other sharks fight for solo deals.
Which fight was the most entertaining part for you?
Revamp Moto was one such. Yeah. These guys really fought for equity, and there was this banter around itna percent and itna percent. So that was really interesting to watch as a viewer. I was not there at the start, but interesting.
There were so many interesting deals, that had happened when you weren't there. So was there anything that you wanted to invest money in, but you couldn't because you weren't part of the show that time?
Multiple such deals. For that matter, even outside the show, I've ended up investing, for example, in Beyond Waters. Okay. I wasn't there as a shark then, but in the product that they're building, and I feel it could add a lot of value because of what we've done with Mamaearth and some synergies there. So I did end up investing after the show in that.
But it was a family, and you had said that, जहाँ पे भी a joint family का business होता है, where things aren't very clear, वो एक ऐसा business था जहाँ पे a lot of sharks, were, bit wary of investing. कि कैसा रहेगा, how it would shape up. And you had brought in a personal, touch to it, and you said that, you also come from a joint family, and then a lot of arguments happen. There are rifts because of the the business that you've joined, and everybody has a different perspective. Would you want to say, like, then how can such businesses survive? I mean, if there are no investors.
When you bring 7 people in the same room, and these are 7 alphas, right? We are running our own businesses, we have our own mindsets. There's bound to be some, thought process behind each person that comes to the light when you're simultaneously evaluating the same person, right? Or a business idea for that matter. Now, for me, that personal experience literally changed my life in certain way, my parents' life in certain way, right? I've seen, and I'm not saying that I'm against businesses which are run by families. I am running my business with my husband. That also comes in family, right? But the roles are usually very clear. The structure is usually very clear. By the way, the guy did get the funding, right? He did get the funding. People did invest in him. So I think for me, it was a very personal choice that things which are very complicated, and any which ways, I've seen this multiple times with multiple people, right? जब तक scale नहीं होता, things go well. Once scale comes, once money starts flowing in, these kind of relationships go for a toss, especially when there is not enough clarity onto who's taking care of what part of the business or what role. Now, there have been combinations like, I still remember this fabulous 22-year-old coming and pitching. They were like a mother and father and a mamu ka combination running the business.
That's what I was, There was the mom, I mean, the maternal uncle who had come, but mother wasn't, part of the show at that time. Yeah.
Now, there also, the fact that father has a separate business which is profitable, he's running that. The maternal uncle is a part of it, has equity. The girl who pitched the entire business, who was so passionate and who actually convinced us that this is a great idea to invest in, has zero equity. Now, there the structure doesn't make sense, right? Who are you going to talk to once you do the deal? Is it that woman who you're really impressed with? Or is it that father who already has a parallel profitable business, and hence whose responsibility will it be to grow this business?
Have you also faced rejections? Have you also had investors saying that we're slightly doubtful of investing in your venture because of gender? Have such things also happened to you?
So the way I consider myself to be a privileged one, right? Thankfully, there have been rejections, but the rejections haven't particularly been around gender issues for me. I've seen a lot of bias, while setting the company up, while hiring people for that matter, while working with third-party manufacturers, right, which is a very male-dominated industry. So that is where I have seen a lot of gender bias. For example, I'll tell you 2 of my, very early on in the journey, 2 of my teammates left the team because they were not comfortable reporting into me, saying that I don't have any experience, right? And they were comfortable, for that matter, reporting into a male person, whatever their issues were, right? That's the first when I realized that there's a gender bias. Then again, working with third-party manufacturers, which is a male-dominated industry, it took me around 8 to 10 months to get comfortable talking to those people because ping them. And at that point of time, the scale of the business is very, very small. For them, you probably might not be priority. For you, they are big because they need to solve problem for you, right? And there used to be times when I used to message people, when I used to try and get in contact, but there were no responses. And to the same person when Varun used to get in touch, he would get a response, etc. So those kind of things have happened.
Because I remember Toronto editor, Lindsay Kirkham had apparently, live tweeted, and she said that about comments from IBM executives. She had said apparently IBM doesn't like hiring young women because they are just going to get themselves pregnant again and again and again. This happens even now. I mean, this is reality.
So Divya, I get this question asked a lot, right? That at Mamaearth, you're a woman powered organization, you work with so many females, do you have any set policies that can help them? And my answer usually is that, see, I don't have any set policies. I don't even want to work on policies for that matter, right? When you come to my organization or talk to people who are working at Honasa, right, and ask them these questions, one, you'll see a lot of young mothers already working for us, right, at the comfort where if they need work from home, they're working from home. If they need to bring the child to office because that's the only way they can manage, they are bringing the children to office, right? If they are pregnant, completely their choice to work from home or from office or to work or not. I mean, for that matter, I'll just give you a very small example. I'm pregnant right now. I'm in my, just starting my 9th month. And I have another teammate of mine who's pregnant and at the same time. And, we just look at each other and we empower ourselves that, you're coming to office. I take inspiration from her that, if she can make it, 9 months is difficult. You're so heavy. Your feet are swollen. You're in pain. There's so much going through. But hey, if she's coming to office, I can too, right? And I'm here. I think at Honasa, at Mamaearth, at Dervaco, Aqualogical, all the brands that we have, this is one thing which I'm very particular about, where I say I'm not going to write anything down on paper, right? But I'm going to ensure that each and every woman who works here doesn't give up on her dream just because of a few things that's also like preconceived notion that you have, right? That if I'm pregnant, I can't work, or what if this happens? So one of the very recent comments that I got was the fact that, oh, you guys are pregnant? Ghazal must start taking it very slow now, right? She should slow down a little. And that was something that just put me off, right? And I was like, hey, should Varun take it slow as well? He's also going to become a father. So I think they keep coming, but it depends on, I don't let them impact me anymore, is what I'd say, right? I just move on, or sometimes I just have like deaf ears. I don't even respond. That's the kind of person who I am. Hey, हमेशा होंगे यार, ये वाले comments हमेशा होंगे, very often. Why are you crying like a girl? I'm like, why are you crying like a girl? Mama, what does that even mean, right? Okay, cry like a boy. What do you mean by that, right? You mean that? Of course, there are comments like that, but then. I also believe कि आप जितना entertain करोगे उतना वो comments वापस आएंगे. So I usually have deaf ears, and the other person, I ensure that through my reaction, either through emotions or facial expressions, the person gets the message that he was out of line when he said that.